Today we're looking at Masters of the Universe Origins Modulok. I'm not sure if this review is going to come off as a little negative, but he's always been one of my favorite characters, especially to play with as a kid. I love playing with him so much. There's just some features that I was never like totally satisfied with, and I think we'll start with this one, and then we'll see if this one, the new one, this is the original, this is the new one, and we'll see if there seems to be other problems that I have with this one. Now this is the regular Origins one. I believe they have to make a cartoon version one, and I thought I was really late getting around to making this video, but I see that it is still the 40th anniversary She-Ra, so I don't know when this came out or when I got it. Got it from, actually I don't even know where I got it from. I could have gotten it from Amazon. I think it might have been where I turned to. All right, but first, okay, so I was looking at Modulok and looking at the original online and looking at the packaging. This is my original one from when I was a kid, and I believe all the parts are here, unless I recently lost some of the segments, but I think you get 2 extra segments so you can mix and match and create. You can see on this box you just take apart before Origins existed and before Masters of the Universe was modular. This was the figure, him and multi-bot later to mix and match and pull the pieces off and stick together. You can see that his body is he's a little sinewy, he's a little thinner, and I guess that's what they had to do to save plastic. I have this guy. I never reviewed Cyclone, but my friend sent me his because he's decided not to collect the ones from the originals that he has or something like that. I don't know. It's funny though, the 2 that I missed on the Mattel Creations website that were Mattel Creations exclusives were Cyclone and Extendor, and then recently no wonder they had extra stock because they were hiding them from me buying them. Anyway, my friend luckily did give me both of these. He had opened Cyclone, so I mean, I think when we get the concept art Cyclone, I will review this guy, but he is good to show you the difference between the body types of Modulok and this guy, and then I will look at the new one where I think that they did make his body more regular size. But this is a pretty cool figure, and it always freaked me out that he kind of has He-Man's face, but in blue. So kind of another faker, but we'll stop talking about him, and we'll talk about the problems that I had with this character. So when I looked on the packaging, this is how they divided up the figures into 2. So if you wanted to have 2 different figures and make 2 different figures, this is how the box suggested that you did it. Now this was a cop-out to me. I don't know if I knew this as a kid, and I probably paid attention to that because I paid attention to everything, but I don't remember. This is what they wanted you to join, and this is unacceptable to me. First of all, there's an unfilled slot, the peg hole that's not being used, which we'll come back to that in a second, and also this is so thin and doesn't match with the body very well. It's such an unacceptable conjoined part to me. I kind of like how, which I didn't do when I was a kid. I'm going to try to figure out how I put the 2 together, but I did like to keep them as separate so I get 2 figures for the price of 1. But it is kind of cool that he is like a 2-bad and has 2 different parts. But what I did, if I can remember correctly, is of course I would have, once again I have to regurgitate this, or I like how they mixed and matched, so they kind of go together, but they don't. But what I did was I had to put the green and I had to put the purple together to make the character like a single entity. So I think what I did was, if the tail matched, okay, the tail matched, so I would have to put the green together, and then the green together, And then I think I liked, I should have put, these are probably the feet that I didn't put, but they kind of make the most sense to put with this guy. But I think this is what I did, or something like this. Yeah, so we have this little hobbit character. I probably do the heads differently. I think I like to put, we might as well do it exactly the way that I remember as a kid. Not that this is important to you, but it's important to me. I think I liked how this guy looked completely naked, so I started with this guy. It's kind of like it's kind of like Twins, where I chose my favorite parts and I used them on this guy, and then the rest was the garbage, the leftover garbage at the end that I didn't like. So this is how, and I think I did a better job at using all of the parts and making them more sturdy. But in retrospect, I'm thinking how I kind of did, I guess because these were my favorite, most simplest legs, and I guess I wanted to make him look as humanoid as possible. I believe this was the character I created. And then this guy, this goblin, where's his head? Where's the other guy's head? Oh, it's right, it's attached to this. I think this is what I had to do. What? No, this is what I had to do. No tail. I think I discarded this tail. Gave this guy this part. Oh my god. Alright. Even though I'm gonna switch this up. We're just playing here. I hope you don't mind. I guess these were my least favorite feet. This is not the case anymore now that I'm older. Oh, here's something that I noticed that, whoa, is that a split? I don't know about that. I never noticed that before. I was really good, believe it or not, with my figures. That does look like a split in the figure. Maybe that happened over time. And then I would do this. And I paid attention to where the black gradient was, so I always would want to switch it to the pattern where, oh yeah, and this worked out perfect for me because the black gradient went down his back and down these back two legs. So yes, I remember that. And then of course I had to have the matching arms in the front. And then this is what I did. So I guess he was a little stubbier than the original figure, than what I showed you how they intended. Okay, and then, wait, can I do this? Am I missing a piece? What's going on here now? I can't use all those pieces on him. Oh no, what's happening? Maybe the legs had to be, oh goodness. I don't know what's happening now. I guess that's not what I did. Wait, that can't be done either. Oh no. Oh no. This is what I had to have done. Okay. Oh my, this is the fun with Modulok. There's so many possibilities. Okay, this is definitely what I did. Okay. So I had to just do this. We had to throw away some legs, which doesn't make any sense now because he's got the green eyes. He should match the green. But that's what I did. And then I put this guy. Okay, and this was the best possibility. Now I'm gonna make what I would do now as a grown man. But I'm telling you the reasons why I did this was, I guess I chose my favorite parts. I wanted this guy to look as naked and humanoid as possible, so I choose this and this. So we still have a plug at the bottom, but we don't have any really thin little joiner pieces. Oh, that reminds me, this is what I did. That's why this guy had more legs, because I could split up the legs. And because this guy had such a tiny little body and got all of the garbage parts, I would give him the leg splitter here, and I thought that this made more sense. And then I could bulk him up by even, if he can't be tall, like the bodybuilders do, can't be tall, so you might as well be as wide as possible. So this is what happened. So that way I was able to use most of the legs, or all of the appendages, and then still have no like tiny little weird torso. So really hunched over little spider troll guy like that, and then I had this guy standing up. So this was my chosen. So we had no little body part. Like, this can't be a body part, first of all, because it's black on one side and not black on another, so that doesn't even make any sense. And then so we would miss out on the tail. And then I wouldn't even do this. I mean, there's no way to completely put them together. I mean, if you put them together as one, you can get rid of all of the peg holes. But there's always going to be a peg hole, and I thought this was the best option for me, not to have the peg hole. Now, so this is definitely, I remember, this is how I played with them as a kid. These were the two entities, and I have to say, I'm pretty proud of myself for doing that. But now, in retrospect, I guess what I would do, no, I'm not going to do it completely, but this definitely makes more sense to me. So I'd have to rethink everything, even though I don't think I'd get a better combination than this. But yeah, this is kind of, he's more suitable to having the purple, I think, because if his eyes are green, but it would be nice to put his tail on. So I don't know, maybe I have to play around with this some other time and reassess what I thought as a kid. But you know what, now that I'm mixing and matching these, I think that the option that I showed you, I mean, all I did was swap the heads here. I think that this is the best combination. There's no, either you swap these heads or not. Yeah, and you incorporate everything. So that was my biggest problem with this toy, is that I couldn't fill in every peg with every hole when making two different figures. But I think I have different problems with this new set. So that's, oh, and then this is the gun. So it'd be cool to, it's really cool that you could separate the gun, and then you'd have, they did a pretty good job at making it so it looked okay, even though as two separate guns. Kind of cool details, having the two holes there and having these two little pegs on the end there, I guess. But then it goes together as like this giant machine gun. Kind of cool weapon. I mean, always cool weapons with Masters of the Universe. Right, let's see what's in here. Let's move all of that out of the way. Let's even move Cyclone out of the way and see what's happening, going on here. So this is the box art. Can I see anybody on here that I really want? I'm gonna have to look. All right, I want her, I want Lukey, I want Bo more than anything. Really cool that this is still She-Ra. Who is this? This looks a Ninja Turtle. Maybe it is a Ninja Turtle. That's, I don't think we have this guy. He's got this weird tooth thing going on. I haven't opened up all my Snake Men yet. What is this? There's a tool. What is happening? I don't know what's going on there. We're going to have to discover that. Have I not watched any reviews of that? What is going on there? I don't understand. Okay, next we open this up. Is this multilingual box? This is a multilingual box, which I think is probably quite rare because they are not making so many of these. And I think that even in my country, I'm Canadian, they don't ship to Quebec because some of the, I mean, the packages are not in, I think they can't take the packages because they don't have any French on them. I need to open up my box as carefully as possible, even though the more careful I am, I tend to run into more problems, I find. Okay. What is happening? Okay. I am going to say that, oh, I love when they do this. This means we're not getting the schematic drawing, but they've included the what's in the box right there. That's really cool. I think I showed you everything on here. Horde Trooper. Look at this. It's like a Scorpia boy. Oh, that's really cool. That's really cool. And then they even have the robot. I mean, the meteorite girl on the box there. Look at this combination. So just like the original box, they did show some crazy combinations. All right, let's look in here. I know. And it came in this box, by the way, which is pretty cool. I love the artwork. I do have to say these boxes, they've stopped doing this for the most part. I guess on special sized ones and special collector, they will bring it back. But check out, especially when it's the line drawn and it's just black and white. That is so cool. Again, we have the contents there too. Wait, let me put that out of the way. The back of the card looks really nice. Could probably use that for photography, for dioramas and stuff. I will be saving all of that packaging. And then Modulok. Wow. All right. So my first impression is that he looks chunky, and he looks unlike he did originally, and he has all this articulation, and he's modular, and this is insanely crazy and cool. What is this thing? Am I going to be able to figure this out? It's probably a tool for removing body parts, but it's also a shield, I guess. Let me look back at that. Let me try to see what they're doing here. They are getting into the groove, so I'm probably going to discover that in a second. Oh, look at this. That looks like my combination, doesn't it? Oh wow, my box came really dented up, despite I just opened it now before this video, but it's quite crushed inside the other box, which the other box was fine, which is kind of weird. Wow, this really does look like my combination. That's cool. Oh, except for, look what they did here. They put the purple on this standalone figure. This is really interesting that that's my combo. Okay, so this, which I think this is ingenious, is to create make a shield that is also a tool for that is such great. That's Mattel, thank you. That's amazing. All right, so here's all of the little converter pegs. Okay, that's interesting. I much prefer those over these, but I think we have those too. And my first impression of the new version of these is not so good, but let me cut him out of here first, and then I will tell you for sure, because it's looking better to me. Uh-oh. It's looking better to me now that I have the package out. I think a lot has to do with the black shading's not on it, and I don't know, in prototypes they might have had this black shading on it, which, you know, even as a kid, I mentioned I always had to line it up. It always had to be, it only made sense if it was lined up, so you have to extend the shading out. That is so cool that I already mentioned that. All right, whoa. Okay, so some differences that I'm missing, or I'm noticing right now, is the ball joints and how exposed this peg and ball joint are on the body there. And then this really bothered me. The neck tree was so elongated But I have to say, in person, it's not bothering me. Oh, well, when I look at it on the camera, yeah, it does it looks way too long and elongated. But what are we going to do for an extra torso here? Oh, it's the same scenario. I might need another one of these for an extra torso. Might be cool. Okay. All right. I do like that he's a lot chunkier. He's in fact now taller. Like, as you saw, he was such a tiny little guy compared to the figures. These are the same size as Masters of the Universe Originals, so this still does work, even though I probably should go get a regular. But you can see here, just a tiny little guy, but now he is colossal because his torso is pretty much, it's a little thinner than the standard Masters of the Universe body. The legs are a little thinner. I guess they had to do that because I think even in the cartoon he was a bit tinier, but you can see how now he towers over. I mean, his head is ginormous in comparison. So he is some kind of giant mutated beast. And then I don't know how he works, and I'm kind of afraid. And this video could take forever, but I guess I can't let it take that long. It comes like this. All right. And then, wow, what is going, I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea what happens next. So these joints do look like your regular, it's a good thing I do have all of this going on here. They are your regular arm joints. What a weird figure to mix and match with Modulok. So yeah, the arms are normal and regular, which I thought that's how they would have used that peg system to make it work. But it seems, no, they've got these converter ball pegs, which I don't know how to, I don't know what I'm gonna do here. I don't know how this video is gonna work out, but I do love this progression in, look at this. This is better. This is an example of how Origins made things better. The foot is so cool. It's more like Skeletor's foot, which makes more sense, which it ties it more together. We've got this extra fin on it, which is, it's more pronounced, and oh yeah, very, very cool. I like the paint apps on this too. I mean, most people probably wouldn't. I know that the adult collectors do like more paint apps on it, but this subtle wash here, I don't normally like a wash, but they didn't paint the toenail, which I'm down with. You can see that this piece is exactly the same as this piece. Oh, they didn't do the shading on the back, but so similar. I wonder if you can mix and match. I wonder if you can mix and match these pieces. No, he does. It does fit. Kind of stays in place. Actually, kind of fits on the old Modulok. We might have to look into that. Okay, now I'm confused. This foot is actually supposed to be. What? What is going on? Oh, no. I guess do the feet come off? No, this is actually this foot. Oh wait, we already said that that's this foot. But look, this is also this foot. Oh no, it's not. I did not notice that there's a giant toenail on this one. Oh wow, these feet are more similar than I thought they were, which makes, again, this combination work out pretty well, because those are similar three-toed beast feet. Look at that. Look at that weird. This one is more alien for sure. The articulation is really cool on this too. Look at the ball joint on this. Well, I guess it's a mimicking ball joint. It's just we got this ball here that you can either turn, rotate, and then click up and down. Might be a good idea to heat these things up. But oh yeah, we got some good range of motion there. The matching arms. What's this? Oh. I was wrong. We are getting a schematic drawing. This is so rare, but I guess they have to provide instructions because that cartoon on the back wasn't. It didn't fill in all of the blanks for me, at least. So definitely another piece of toy propaganda for me to collect, which is great. This is probably going to come in handy. The joints indicated with dotted circles are non-detachable. Do not attempt to pry these joints off from the toys. Oh my goodness. The joints indicated with dotted circles are not detachable. Don't take those ones off. All right, I'll have that standing by. I do not understand how this works. This means I definitely did not watch a video. I hope I'm not missing any parts. I don't think this makes for good ASMR. I don't know how I'm going to keep all of these things safe and together. Some of them seem to have things to keep in the package. And some of them don't have them. I don't understand why there's so many different combinations of these. And why they couldn't have just used their regular, already invented peg system. But maybe I'm going to figure out that as I start to build. Let's look at this gun. Like I did already show you this one. It's even almost a similar size, which is kind of crazy. So they did the two peg things to join it. I like this extra drill handle on the side there, which wasn't on there, but even the size, which is quite surprising, is the same. And I guess, wait, did they make an extra component of how you can put it together like this? Like that's kind of weird, but also kind of cool that, yeah, that's even better. You can put it together in different ways if that is their intention. Maybe they should have just did one peg so you could have had options to put it onto, like, onto the side as well. Make an angle gun or something. I wonder if you can put this upside down too. I don't know if I ever did that as a kid. Okay. Yeah, kinda cool that it is so similar, and it feels really sturdy, and I like it, and I like that it's not switched up, and I like all of the, look how they put a little added scope kind of thing on the front there. Even cooler. The same but better. That is really how I feel about Origins in general, which I'm such a old-fashioned classic kind of guy, but Origins has kicked it out of the park. I can't. Like, check this out. This is crazy. However, I don't know how fun this is. Okay, also, okay, so this neck piece looks ridiculous. I would definitely prefer a lower profiled version, but we have a few of those. However, what's this one? This seems to be, oh, this is the special head one. So that one is only when you want to use the two heads. But then I guess they have this one, which you could also put these things in, which this is the normal arm peg. And you put that on there. Oh, that's, I guess you use these every time you want to use a head joint. Is that what these are for? Why did they want to give you so many head possibilities? Like, check out this creation. Oh wow, that's really hard. I don't know if I can do it. Look, it's the smallest modulok that exists. Two heads. That's all he is, orbiting in space. Oh, well, I guess that's why they have the pry tool. I'm going to use my manly hands, which is another thing I remember about Modulok, is that I played with these, even though now that I do have man hands, it doesn't hurt my hands as much to play with it, but now this one does. But this, I used to play with this till my hands were aching because it was so hard to snap the pieces together. Now that kind of feels like this when I'm pulling these pieces off. Okay, all right. So am I gonna try? What am I gonna try to build? How am I gonna figure out how the things work? Let's just find out what bodies I have. So I guess we don't have two major torsos, which is upsetting. They could have given us two major torsos, which they seem to. Oh, so this is completely different. So this is not your regular. Oh, time to look at the instructions. It says that it doesn't say that this can't come out. Okay, so I can use the tool. And how do I use this tool? No, the tool's not going to work on that. They better not have missed this one. I can't pull that out, and I can't get the tool underneath it because of, maybe you don't. I also don't want to wreck the tool. This is crazy. Oh, maybe. Oh no! I almost broke it. I don't think I should use the tool. I kind of want to use my teeth. It's got to come out. Oh. Okay, I'm not going to do it. Oh, no, I don't know if he, oh, I guess he doesn't come out. This is a bad example. I do have other origins over there. I'm not going to deal with that. I can see right here that that's not a normal peg. I can't remember. I think it's normally like this. So you can put this on a regular. This does look like, yeah. This does. Oh man, I have to get one. Skeletor. All right, so I never noticed that before that. The arm and the waist is the same peg. I totally never even thought of that before. Does that mean that this can go into here? Yeah, it does. Yeah, that I did not know. Never even thought to do that, because that's ridiculous. But that does mean that you can stick this ball joint down inside here, which I'm afraid to do, and then you can put another regular figure on here like that. And then I guess this is the instant where you're supposed to use the tool to take this thing out. Maybe. I guess they do have two types of tools, one for the smaller part, one for this part, one for the ball joint and one for the origins joint, even though it's not working. And I think I just have to, oh great, now I don't think I can get this out. Now I'm questioning my manhood and my strength. But at the same time, I don't want to put white stress marks on this plastic. And I kind of want to bite this out. I kind of want to get a cloth. I have to take this out though. I'm freaking out here. Also, I have tools. Let me see if this bone folder is going to work. Oh, wait, that was way too easy. Okay. Uh-oh. Maybe I... Oh, now I have it pushed in way too... Oh, no. I should have left well enough alone. Oh, this makes for such great YouTube. How did I have it? No, I can't even get anything down inside. I didn't have the ball joint in all the way. I thought I had it hard before. Maybe if I put it back on Skeletor, maybe Skeletor's body can pull it out. No. Maybe. Oh look, they have the same joint on here. It's probably exactly the same joint that I stuffed down inside. Oh, jeez. Now I'm breaking my table. Brute force. I think a bone folder is safer than using... Okay, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I'm freaking out. This is super stressful. Hold on. All right, I'm going to admit I used my teeth to pull this one out. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to show you that. I'm not going to support that. I'm going to tell you. And this one was in so tight, I was questioning whether it came out. But what I did was I put this hard-edged letter opener underneath the lip, and I pulled it out that way. I'm not going to build anything that is dangerous anymore. But let's just see what I can build. It seems like we've got the same thing going on with the body parts as before, so it's a good thing I did my subtle thing. So I guess this is a crotch piece. Oh, how can this be a crotch piece if it's got a hole? We can't have a hole in the front of the crotch. I got to look at these two pieces and see what they've done here. They've gone upward with this. They've made this a headpiece. Okay, so this is what I'm noticing now. So unlike the last, we were always like these were set in place. So the type of joint that could go there was always the same. Wait, that doesn't make sense though. I mean, we could still have a joint here, but is it? I don't know. I guess because the arms and the head is different, so that's why they have to make it. Yeah, okay, that's making a little bit of sense. But let's recreate this. So if this is a body part, that means that we need to put a peg-to-peg system in here. And look at this. This is the only peg-to-peg system. So the only way that we're getting a head into here, and is that really what I want to do? Or do I want to... This is the missing joint from here though. Okay, so, oh no. Do I know if this piece comes out? No, this piece doesn't come out. And then, oh, great. Oh, this is the right piece for here. Okay. I think. I want to put the green and the green together. Oh, I get that is in here, but look at that. Oh, man. Look at this. This is just discovery hour. Oh no, those are exactly the same. I thought there was one that had a longer on one end than another. These are all the same. Oh no, this one. Here we go. There is one. There's one that has a longer, I guess it's depending on the peg hole of the head or where it has to fit. So it's designed specifically for a specific part. And there's the arm and the leg joints, and the legs are always ball joints, and we have one torso, and what else do they use as a torso? This kind of looks like a chest. They have it going this way though, and then they have the arms. But then that doesn't make sense because these can't come out of this. Wait, what is this piece? Oh my goodness. There's this piece. Let me find all the body pieces. So central body. This is like some kind of extension. They use that for an extendor. There is no reason to use the extension ever. That's kind of a ridiculous piece. I don't know why they have that. And then, but we also have extension neck pieces too. But there must be reasons why they included those in the designs. These ones seem unnecessary for me, for what I want to accomplish. This is crazy. This is okay. 2 body parts. And then we're using, there's 4 body parts. So this is what we have to deal with, okay? These pieces are definitely going together. That's one body. Now we have to turn this into a body. I think the best way to do that would be I have to consider arms, which maybe I shouldn't be doing. Have to consider neck, which I don't know how to do that either. I know that these pieces don't come out. These pieces don't come out. Top view of that same piece. Okay. All right. And that one's already taken care of. I don't know how to do it. I can't even think. I don't want to turn that sideways. To put a crook in it. Oh, we also have the tail counts as a body part too. Even though this tail sucks on the end of this. But maybe that's why we need some kind of extension piece like this to make the tail, and then make the tail really long, but then that looks kind of crazy too. Unacceptable. So then we're always going to have this little hard part on here. Or maybe what has to happen is, just because he came like this, no, that's not going to work either, because then we're always going to have this oh, okay. We might have to do this, and then this goes into here, like so. This goes into here like so. We're going to have to compromise the good crotch piece. For something like this, but we got a big hole there. Okay, let me put on the arms. Put on any arms. Come on, arms. Where are they? And then I'll put the green head on here. All right. So I built a standard figure. Do I have this arm? I have his arms on backwards. Let's hope I didn't get 2 of the same arm. Wait. Did I get 2 of the same arm? Why isn't this working for me? Do they put the forearms on backwards? Are they twisted in a weird way? Okay. There's something weird about this arm. Okay. something weird about this arm. I guess it's just twisted in the wrong way. All right. Let's examine these body parts here. Let's look at his face. Let's look at this guy's face. They do look pretty much exactly the same. The head is a slightly bigger. Looks bigger on camera. I guess this is what we have to do, even though I don't like how that joins together. All right, so then that gives us these pieces. So this would give, well, this has to be a crotch piece, and this has to be, oh man, this is so hard to figure out. I guess this isn't a reason. This is a time that you need the extension. So you put this in here so that you get a neck going on. I don't know if I'm missing a body part around here that I misplaced. No, I counted all the body parts, and this is all we're gonna do. And now there's no way to put the arms into here, so you have to find some kind of converter which doesn't exist. Oh no, you can't do that to that. You need they have the arms. They do have the arms in here. And why I can't figure out how to put the arms in here? Oh, because do you have to take these off? No. They have to go in here. They can go into... This is so hard. This is... Okay, this is not fair because this can't be done. You can't put, they have this piece on the side, and they have one of these arms. I guess it doesn't matter what arm. They have one of these arms going into here, which these can't come out. It specifically says you can't pull those things out. It's one of the circles. Do not pull those out, it says. Shows you that piece right there. It says the joints indicated with dotted circles are not detachable. Do not attempt to pry these joints off from the toy parts or use excessive force when removing the toy parts connecting to them, which you have to use excessive force. It's the only way to play with this toy. But however, we do have this extension, so I'm assuming that maybe it's supposed to be at an angle where we can't see these little extenders. So they transform the ball joint into a waist or arm peg joint, and then that is what we would do. Then we would put on the arm. I'm gonna have him the black. Yeah, he has to have the black chest in the front. This way, even look, what a scam. I mean, is it the angle? Are they not showing it? They have him angled just right, so you can't see that they have the extensions on. I don't know. This still might look good. I don't know yet. I mean, this is a pretty small chest, so maybe he does need to make up for it in arms. There's a lot of talking about compensation in this video for bodies, but okay. This does give me hope that this might actually turn out better. So I'm going to try to use just one of these regular pegs. Maybe there's a shorter version of this one. I think that's the shortest peg that you get on this end, though, unfortunately. So then we would put in the best groin piece. So this is the best groin piece, and this is the best chest piece. It might pay off to get another one of these so that you have more options to make two like really good figures. I think that might be something if these are still available and on Amazon. I think they're for pre-order on Big Bad Toy Store. Oh, whoops, and I wouldn't want to do that because I do want to take advantage. Okay, this guy is definitely going to be extended out. So I'm going to do this one. Oh, wait. Oh no, we're going to have to use more extensions. Okay, so we want to go the double legs, just like in the toy that I made. So this is definitely, even though I'm not trying to do it, it's kind of recreating the one we already made. Now I kind of want the colors to match in the wrong way, so I'm gonna do some arm swaps though here. Okay. I'm gonna put on these arms and these arms, and then I'm gonna use the green legs. We're gonna do things right this time. Oh, okay. Put those arms on. Did I put those arms on wrong? Yes. And have the dark side on the chest here. I think this is gonna be the best creation. I think I'm gonna make the best two that we possibly could, and then I need to. Oh, jeez. Okay. What? How? What? This? Because okay, this is peg to peg, so I don't know if I have to use the longer one. I'm gonna try the longer. I'm gonna try the longer one. There we go. So we got the head on here. Is that the right head choice? I think so. And then he's not getting, okay, this goes into here. Okay, that's where this is confusing. This didn't have any ball joint into here. And this one did. This one definitely wants to use the green tail. I do see the potential of this joint weakening there. This is a pretty lame joint, though. You can see that there's a lot of peg exposed there, so we don't really like that part. And I'm gonna put the green leg, and this isn't really snapping into there very well. I'm gonna put the green leg back next to the green tail, and this we're missing a peg. I got to stick one of those in here. It might be easier to use this. Press that into there and then that into there. Okay. Which this seems like not the same joint. Are there ones that are shorter? Do the like what? What? Oh, let's use that tool finally again. Is this one shorter? Oh, this is an example of where this would actually work. This is way shorter. We don't have enough of these. Uh-oh. What's happening there? This is not this is not supposed to come off. I think that's the problem. I don't know when that came off. This one is also really loose on here. Okay, that is definitely a problem. Okay, so when taking off the leg, this pulled right out of the body part, and I'm gonna heat that up, but I can also see that this one is pulling out too, so that's not cool, especially because okay, this is stressful. All right, so the legs do not come with joints, so if you are going to do something like this, you have to. This is scary. Might have to not do this in Canada when the weather's colder, and I'm gonna have to just skip the double leg for now and snap that into place just so we can get a standard little figure there. Oh, this might be an instance where you might want to you might want to use a neck piece. Who would have thought? Is this the neck piece that I want to use? I guess this is the only neck piece there is. Oh my goodness. All right, yeah. I think that giving him a little bit of a neck here, this is where he excels farther than I mean, I really like the sculpts and everything. It's obviously not made very safely if I pulled that out. I mean, all I did was pull off the leg and it pulled out that peg from the thing. And but do I like this creation better than this creation as a secondary character? I don't know. I don't think so. Of course, I've had what, 80 no, it hasn't been that long yet, 50 years to mess around with this. Okay, right. Oh well, I have to take this over to the space heater, and I have to heat this up to get the small peg back into here because I don't want to mess around with it. Okay, I have to keep taking breaks. Right, my takeaway here is they made this far more complicated than they had to, which is kind of strange for the Origins. See, I started out saying that this was going to be a negative review, but this can't be used. So I guess I'm going to have to put it back to the way that it is. This piece definitely can't be used, so I did heat up this, but these things are not attached well. This is a very rubbery piece of plastic, and then this is a hard piece of plastic, and these are going to pull out so easily. So I can't even, and then this ball joint, I'm not fitting into this leg. I'm also smashing my table by putting so much weight on it. I don't know, maybe if I heat up this leg that I can make this soft enough for the ball joint to go into it. I mean, that combination, maybe it's just this one leg type, but I can't even make this one character. I mean, it's the legs aren't going to stay on, but I can show you. Look, it made this guy smaller, kind of thing, and then it made this guy better. The best part here, okay, so the part that was missing is that there's no empty holes to plug. So look, I was able to, they fixed that part where there was no, so I got this body part together, and then I got this body part. I even did the extenders, put on the two legs, but you can see that the joints have all of these really big gaps in them, which isn't, and it's really, mostly with the leg thing. So what I don't understand is why didn't they just, it was already a modular figure. Why did they try to fix that? Why didn't they just make shoulder extensions with this peg hole? And then one of the other problems is, why didn't they make this a ball joint that could come out all along? Why don't they make, like, people have been heating up these and pulling these out of the ball joint that the legs are on. I don't understand why the Origins figures, it would have been so nice to have the mix and matchable loincloth where all you can do is take this part, because the boots always come off there, so you get a piece that looks like this. It never made sense that you couldn't have the loincloth, but I guess it wouldn't work with this kind of peg attachment. But guess what? I would have been happy with them keeping the torsos the same. They could have given us, I don't know how they could have done it different. I mean, I could come up with something, believe me. I don't know if I'm going to play around with this a little more, come back and visit. I'm not going to do it in this video. But these gaps in here, the original figure was better. This is a time where the original figure was better. I really love this body part. I love all of the body parts. What I don't like is that there's no way to put them together. Like, I guess this is the only, whoa. this is the only good torso. It makes me want to get another one. And oh no, what's happening now? Oh, there we go. Oh wait, was that the right piece to take out? Yeah. It's making me want to get another. Oh, but then we have this piece on the back, which always has to have a tail on it, because there's no other option. I guess you could put an extension on it, but then we're always going to have that gap if we want to fill in. Like, this is a great torso piece, and this is a great body piece, and the legs I think can actually fit on here well. Oh, can they? Oh yeah, this is where we. Oh, and they can't really. Oh, I guess they are. I guess that's not too gappy. But yeah, this is a disappointment. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put him back as a one entity figure, because I think that's how they designed him to be, and then not use any of the extra parts. Like, I'll put on all of the, I don't know, I'll do it. I guess I'm gonna pause this video one more time and put them together using all of the appendages and then both heads, because I think that is the best we can do, because it's not working as a two-part individual figure. I am contemplating, well, I'm not doing that anymore, because I don't really like how the figure looks like this. The leg joints are not cool. So even if there's like little notches in the where the peg can go down inside, so that's kind of interesting, and it kind of keeps it closer together. But I don't like how this figure looks. Like, not cool. They might do better with the cartoon figure, and maybe they won't make him come apart, but he already came apart. Yeah, I'm thinking that if they would have just made two bottom torsos, one with 4 legs, one with 2 legs, and then you could stick on 2 different bodies, I would have liked that better that way. And then you could have just taken off the heads, so they didn't have to, you could switch out the boots. That would have made more sense. I would have been fine that we didn't have the same leg all the way down, and then you just swap out the boot part. That is what I would have done, because this figure isn't good enough, and I can't even put this figure back together again without it breaking. I mean, this one doesn't have a tail. Yeah. So what's the option for this guy is to before I make the ultimate Modulok and see if I can make him look good, let me at least make one guy. So this one is solid plastic. This is solid plastic, so that's why this one is easier to use. Oh, you get some really good pops in there when you get the thing in. I think it might help to do this next to a space heater or hair dryer. So that's going together a little bit better. We have to put a tail on there because it's the only way to plug that in, which I'm also worried about these whitening and weakening. But then we got this big gap here, so that's not cool. And then I just take the standard regular arms. That's right, there's only 4 arms, and we just plug those normally into the body. So I'm going to do that. I want to just see how this guy, oh, and I need to swap out his head. Unlike I did when I was a kid, we're going to match his head to here. So here is your standalone Modulok character. Maybe because in the cartoon, Modulok normally had this head. Maybe that's why. Well, also I like this head better because it's just more simplified. It's a cooler looking head. I don't really, the ears look dumb on this one. I love Masters of the Universe. I love Modulok. Oh no, Hand came off. By the way, the hands can come off. See, you could swap out the hands. You could do all of the regular swapping. Yeah, I think that was definitely the answer. They gave us, if they would have given us one body with, oh yeah, and then how, oh yeah, because then you don't use the 2 legs. So you can either swap them on 4 legs, or you can swap them on, but are we going to use 6 legs? Am I going to make one with 6 legs? I think I am going to make one with 6 legs. There would have been something they could have done. They could have put the end piece on, oh, not that I can, okay, I'm going to use my teeth. I tried not to bite it, but they could have put this piece like this, and they could have had this would have been joined together, one piece, so this would not have come out, and they could have stuck that to go into, where's that piece? They could have made that plug into this piece. This could have been the extension, or you could have added 6 legs like this and then just changed the angle of the legs on the end torso. That would have worked perfectly. I don't know if I made myself clear, but yes, 4 legs and 2 leg options would have been best. You could swap around the boots if you wanted, but here we go. Here is a regular Modulok figure. The other one I can't put together because of this piece. These are too wobbly. I can't even use this piece. Wait, is that the piece that I never used? No, this is the piece that I didn't use as a kid. This tail. They did make it so there's no holes. So they filled that gap for me. They made no gaping holes available. Am I gonna make this one piece? Am I gonna make 2 figures one more time? Am I gonna try without using this piece? I can't get the legs to, I can't get these to pop into here without ripping these things out. That's the problem. But I'm gonna have to do it anyway. Okay, this is definitely gonna be the last legs for my multi-piece. So the one that I'm making is definitely the last one that I'm gonna show you in this video with 6 legs. This is gonna be the tail. This is gonna be the end piece. So I know, and then these legs, just like when I was a kid, the black is gonna go all down the back and down the final black legs. So these definitely need to be the last legs, even though I can't get them to, I can't get these ball joints in here. Maybe I need a little bit of heat. It's just I'm trying to be really careful not to weaken the rubber that is holding these ones in. I don't think I'm getting it in. Oh, did I get it in a little bit better? I'm a strong guy. This is not a problem. I don't have any problems taking the lids off of cans and stuff. We didn't even talk about the boot swivel. Wait, is this the same joint? This is even the same joint. It was not a right? Well, I don't know. They should have thought about this when design. The joints should have always been the same peg system, not the same joint. Okay, but they already had the joints. They didn't have to make it so you had to make crazy things. They could have just made it so legs went into legs and arms went into arms. Arms went into, we don't need it. We don't need it to do all these crazy things. Especially as origins, especially as adults. Okay, so I think I can, even though this piece is going to have to go like this in my final figure, I'm going to try one last time to make okay, I'm not going to get the robot arms with the robot legs together, but I am going to, am I going to do this? Okay, oh no, do I want to do this, or do I want to do this? Do I want to do this? It's going to be like this both times. So this is what I'm going to do. Okay, so it's a ball joint to ball joint. Talking about holes and filling them and is also unacceptable. Really centipeding them up, which isn't cool, but that would be the only way to join that. So that's what that's got to look like. Yeah, I'm going to have to revisit this in the future and tell you what I came up with, but right now we're not going to put on 2 arms because I'm not going to try to do that. What I'm going to try is just put on, oh darn, I knew I did something wrong. I can't. This is good for my final figure, which you're going to see in a minute. I thought I was going to say goodbye to you, and we were going to, but I really have to do this, even though the only way to do that is to put these extensions in. All right. That's the wrong extension. Wait, that doesn't even make any sense. What's the purpose of those? Those are just for extending this extension. This goes into here. Yeah, they went too crazy. This is unnecessary. We don't need. Why am I doing this? I just want to put them together as the 3. Are you still with me? Are you hanging in there? Just one simple time. This one must be for some kind of neck. It's longer on one side than the other. I don't know. Maybe there's only one of those, so that's why I'm thinking it must be for a neck. Okay. I have to make 2 figures. It's just how it is. All right, so I'm putting this into here. That doesn't fit into there. What fits into there? If a ball joint doesn't fit into there. Maybe I do need a long one. Oh, okay. I think I just figured out what's going on here. Oh wow, this is 2 different sizes. One of these pegs are deeper inside this part in the front than in the back. But if you want to move it to the side, okay, I don't like this. I don't like this design at all. I don't like this experimenting. I don't like that it's not more, not more congruent. This should have had the same on both sides, but they did it for some sort of reason, which I'm going to have to figure out when I'm putting the whole 6-leg creature together. But for now, let's just look at this beast. And I should have split up the legs, but it's so stressful with these. Like, picture me using these 2 dividers on this back portion so that we can put all 4 legs on this creature. But that's not what's happening. We're just gonna putting this neck extension on it, and we're just making it like this. That's as far as I know. Yeah, this is the only way to get 2 arms, 2. There's no other way to get arms on any of these body pieces except to use the extensions. So it always has to look like this. That sucks. All right, let me just tell you that right now. It sucks. All right, so now I'm going to put together the definitive 4-armed 6-leg creature, and I'm not going to do that on. Am I going to do it on camera? I'm going to do it on camera. Why not? This is the longest video. I don't know if anyone's going to watch, but this is what you're supposed to do. This would be the best option. This is unacceptable. This is an abomination, which I guess maybe that's exactly what Modulok is. So I'm going to take this apart and wait, I don't even know how this is going to. I don't know how this is going to work exactly. Okay, I do know how it's going to work exactly, because there's going to be one piece that the ball joint, see, this ball joint in here is deeper. So this has to turn around this way. It's the only way you can put this bottom part extender in here. And I didn't show you the ultimate modulok on the original figure, but it goes something exactly like this. So this is the example of when we need to use that one that has the extra long. Here it is. The extra long piece. We've got the one that's the same on both sides, and we've got the one that's extra long. And then so we need to put the extra long one so we can use this as a groin. I don't know what to call an ass. Here, I'll call it an ass extender. So the ass extender goes in there, and then you can put the smaller end on here. So there we're getting the centipede 3-piece look, which is good. Am I happy with having the green legs in the front? Are they my favorite legs? Like I said, I do want the black to go all the way down the back and into the stripe of the legs. I guess it doesn't matter what is on the back if it's the... We're going to run into that same problem with maybe these things falling out, because this is a very rubbery piece. This is a solid hard plastic piece. Why they didn't do... Oh, they did it because they need to switch things up, which they shouldn't have done. So better to do this with a hair dryer, I guess. But I think I'm getting... I did that one went in. I'm not sure if this one went in, but here we go. We've got the centipede legs. This is good. That is ultimate modulok. This is how we're keeping him. And then you have to take off the arms. And then, oh, here's where things get lame again. So we need to double up his arms. So to do that, we need to ball joint to, it's kind of like the whole She-Ra thing, ball joint to waist joint. That's what we're doing. That was so nerdy. That was such a nerdy reference. Am I going to use my teeth? No. Don't use your teeth at home, kids. It'd be nice to press it into. I guess it would help if I plugged it into the body and use the plastic. I have noticed that does help getting the ball joints, and you can hear it click into place. So that's what you want to do there. You have to take the head off, and then you want to, and I probably should have did this part first, the arms first and then the legs. I need another splitter. Oh no, I got a splitter. I need another joint. I need ball joint to socket. That's right, I guess that's the socket. Ball joint, socket, they're all sockets. Ball joint to origins socket, and then we do this, and then you get the two arms, and then I don't have, oh no. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, it's because I had used these as leg parts before. Now I have to, oh, wait a minute. What is going on? Okay, there's one that has built-in sockets, I guess. Oh, this is for the neck. All right, with the built-in one. And they did make it look a little different, which doesn't make any sense either. It's making me mad. If they're going to make these, why don't they make them all the same anyway? But these I had put in for the, I guess this is where the tool is actually going to work. Maybe, because there's space for it. I had to put these in to put the legs, to double up the legs. I don't like using the tool because I don't want to ruin the tool. You can see I'm getting mad now. Come on. Can't believe I did not expect to make an over an hour video on Modulok. Okay, oh no. What's going on here now? Okay, this. Okay, this also can go in, but you have to put that in to make it fit into this joint. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to take this joint and I'm going to pop that into here. Okay. And then finally, let's put this arm underneath. This arm underneath. Is this figure gonna suck? Am I not gonna like any incarnation of it? I think this isn't bad. I'm not happy with the way that the legs are going together per se, but considering this is using every part, this really is using every part. Oh, except for that, except for this tail. This tail always gets left out. And this is how I'm going to store them. It is. I don't even like it as a single character because of the waist part here. Okay, and it's hard to pose and stuff too. Uh-oh, is he having that weird the weird too bad thing where his arms are way up like this and he punches himself in the face? Is that the problem we're having? Oh, I guess you can bend them down like this. It's a weird angle though. He is looking more like an insect though, which is okay, I guess. Really making my, there was a satisfying pop. Another one. Do I think that the neck is too elongated? He's a monstrosity. I mean, this is definitely the best he looks. I don't know if I have all of the ball joints into the legs. Nothing seems to be falling off. I have the black going all the way down the back evenly, so that's kind of cool. This is loose. Oh. This is very loose on here, unfortunately. But yeah, this is, and then what's left over is minimal. So that is kind of cool that we did. This is all of the things that we have left over, which I think are unnecessary, and I would have done things a little bit differently. Just like with this guy, I would have done things a little differently too. So that wouldn't have happened. Giving me maybe just another extra special piece. I already went over all of the things I would have done differently. Am I super mad? I guess now that I have this entity put together, this is pretty cool. So, and for the most part, all of the joints are better. I think maybe I'm going to take this over to the space heater and push everything together better and see if I got all of the joints in. And this is definitely how I'm going to keep him, because I can't make him look good any other way. And it's not, this isn't bad. Now that you have him, it's kind of like all of the arms is kind of Indian feeling. You got some kind of like multi-armed insect god is what's happening here. The neck, they could have made this a little bit stubbier. That I thought was going to be my only problem with this figure, was this neck joint. But it's the least of my, well, it's not the least of my problems. Now that I have them put together, that is my only problem now. But pretty cool. You don't have to, oh yeah, you don't have to divide up the 6 legs by using one of these pieces, because we do have the whole centipede connection here. I mean, right now I'm just basking in his, I'm finally kind of appreciating him. It took me an hour and 20 minutes to get to that part. But look, you can even swap out his boots with, oh, this is interesting. Did this boot swap out? That would be cool if this boot came off here. Does it show you that? I wonder if that boot does. I don't think this, I don't know if, oh, you know what? It definitely does. I love when they do that, when they make the boot go up over the leg. That's really cool, but I'm not pulling that off, just in case it doesn't come out. But there's this kind where it's just it cuts at the calf, which makes no sense. And then there's the kind, another version of that. But when they make the design a boot and that's where it cuts it off, I like that. So it's more of a boot cut instead of a thigh cut. I guess that's the most articulated way to say it. Anyway, I've played enough. The shield's kind of cool. It's a nice added thing. It's kind of like your Lego. It does come in handy only when you're using this joint, though. I find it's only good for separating those joints. And brute force is what, if you have arthritis, good luck with this figure. I guess I like it like this. Slightly disappointed, but really happy to get it. Really interesting to see what they do for the cartoon version. Hopefully they just leave out the gimmick part. Even though this was the best gimmick as a kid. This is my favorite. I never collected the gimmick ones. None of the gimmick Skeletors or He-Mans. But I thought Modulok was the coolest. And then I was so happy Origins turned all of the line into Modulok. And then they made Modulok suck. But this is cool. This is okay. Was that? I guess it was. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. We'll see you real soon. Until then.